Hey everybody, welcome to our June real estate update for Northumberland County. My name is Michelle Ellis. I'm a local realtor here that resides in Trent Hills, and I am here as a resource to you to give you all of the information about the local real estate market, break down the numbers for you. I don't make the numbers, I just am reporting the numbers to you and hopefully making you understand what these numbers mean. And give you my insight as we kind of walk through the statistics each month. If any of you ever have questions about maybe your specific neighborhood, because with the Northumberland region, it's a big region. It includes a number of different communities. I specifically for Northumberland only hone in on Trent Hills because that's where I live. And I like, just giving the information that I know the best, I guess. And so what we'll do is we'll break down Northumberland as a region, and then we'll hone in on Trent Hills. And then, like I said, if you live in Brighton or if you live in Warkworth or Hastings or any of those, well, Trent Hills, that includes Warkworth and Hastings. But if any of the other communities isn't broken down for you that you would like to have broken down for you and maybe understand it a little bit better, I am more than happy to jump on a call with you. Just visit timewithme.ca and you can book a quick call with me. That can be a phone call, that can be a video call, that could be a quick visit over to come and see you and have a kitchen table conversation with you. But without further ado, let's take a look at Northumberland as a whole and break down what's happening. So when we look at Northumberland as a whole, we did see improvements on all fronts this month, which is different than the one that I just did for Hastings County, because Hastings County saw a lot of decreases in sales and decreases in average home prices and all that. So they're kind of seeing a downward trend for the month of June, whereas Northumberland seems to be in a more thriving environment right now. So when we look at Northumberland as a whole, we have about 3.9 months of inventory available. So what months of inventory means is if no properties were to be listed from June 1st on, statistically speaking, it should only take about 3.9 months to deplete the housing inventory, essentially. So that number did increase from the previous month. However, we are in a neutral market, which means it's, kind of competitive for both the buyers and the sellers. But the number of sales did increase from last month. So in May, we saw 146 sales. And in June, we saw 154 sales. So that's an improvement. More sales happened in June than happened in May. The average home price did increase very, very slightly. In May, the average home price was $747,424. And in June, it was a mere $748,535. So very slight, but it was an increase on the number there. We did see an increase in new listings. So in May, Northumberland saw 311 new listings. And in June, we saw 336 new listings. So this is a positive note because it's showing that people aren't afraid to get listed. There's more people in the Northumberland region willing to get their home sold than they are in the Hastings region, is what I'm seeing. The number of active listings for June is 605, which is up from 579 that we had active in May. The average list to sale price percentage is 99%, which was the same as May, which means of the 154 properties that sold, 99% of them sold for what they were asking or close to it. And then the average days on market also decreased to 30 from 32 in May. So basically, the average days on market, DOM, is the average days it takes for a home to sell. So if you're listing your home on June 1st, if you're priced properly, then you should statistically be able to sell within a 30-day time frame. Now, if you don't sell within that 30-day time frame, it is likely that you are probably priced a little bit too high, or there's something that you need to look at in terms of, are you getting feedback from showings saying, we don't like that there's not a new furnace, or we don't like the fact that it needs a new roof. You will either have to come to terms with adjusting your price accordingly, or you're going to have to make those changes to align the price with the product, basically. So as you can see, there's Alderville, there's Alnwick, Haldeman, there's Brighton, there's Coburg, there's Crammy, Hamilton, Port Hope. So I'm not going to go through all of these. We're just going to look at Trent Hills as a whole. Again, I am more than happy to break down your community, your neighborhood specifically even. We can look at those numbers, and I can most certainly bring you clarity on what your home might be worth in today's market. I know a lot of people in the next coming months and, short-term years, 2025, 2026, there are going to be a lot of people renewing their mortgages, and it's going to cause, I think, a lot of chaos in the market in the next several months, because a lot of people have 2% interest rates, and with the interest rates being around the 5 mark right now, that's a significant jump in in what payments are going to be. So we are probably going to see an influx as time goes on, with the number of homes on the market and that kind of thing. But it's really, really important. And I know I'm kind of going off here, but it's really, really important that you talk to a mortgage broker who knows what they're talking about and can give you absolute clarity on your specific situation. Do not go into the mortgage calculators and just make assumptions on everything. Talk to an actual professional, whether that be a bank or a broker. My personal opinion is a broker gives you more options and is more willing to work with you and make sure that you're taken care of, where banks have quotas and they have time restraints and all that kind of stuff. But I certainly can be a resource to you if you are looking for a mortgage professional who can help direct you and give you clarity on what the best options for you in your situation are. So with that aside, we'll take a look at the Trent Hills stats here. So the sales did go down by 1. So Trent Hills saw 20 sales in June, which is down from 21 in May, which isn't obviously a big deal. However, we did see the average price of homes decrease by about 30,000. So the average price for June was 712,688, which is down from 740,736 from May. The number of new listings did increase. So we did see 62 new listings in June, which was up from 56 in May, which is positive. The number of active listings we have has increased from 119 in May to 134 active listings currently for June. And the average list to sale price percent ratio there has decreased from 100% down to 99%. And the average days on market did increase to 43 days, which in May we saw the number days on market was the average of 39 days. So it's starting to take a little bit more time, specifically in Trent Hills, to sell your property. But provided you are getting professional guidance by your realtor and honest feedback, I shouldn't say that there's an expectation that your home's going to sell within that time frame. All homes are different, and this is just an average. But if you are priced properly reasonably and you're taking the feedback from the showings that you're having and taking that into consideration, you should be able to adjust your price accordingly to sell it fairly quickly if you're in a position to want to sell it, and not wait 3 months. It's important that you do take all of the feedback. And if you're not getting showings on your property, it's probably because you're listed too high. People aren't aligning the property with the value. So it's important that you do take into consideration all of the factors when your home is on the market, because these are all, giving you information on your property and what people are saying. It's not your realtor necessarily it's dictating the market. It's the buyers are dictating the market, and people need to sometimes just be reminded of that it's not your realtor, it's the buyers who are essentially making the final decision as to what they're willing to pay you for your home. However, the marketing aspect and ensuring that the widest exposure is happening for your property, that is your realtor's responsibility. And so it's very, very important that you understand what your realtor is doing for you in that sense, and ensuring that you're getting the maximum exposure for your listing, because the more eyes on it gives you the more opportunity and possibility of finding that perfect buyer. So that is your June stats for Northumberland and Trent Hills. Again, if you have questions, I'm here and happy to help you at any given time. Like I said, you can book a call with me here at timewithme.ca. You can also DM me on any of the social media platforms, call me, text me, whatever is easier for you. But I am here as a resource to you and to help you understand what is happening and what choices that you have. So until next time, we'll see you in July.